I got teased so much, Carlos, in high school. They used to thought I was a little toy. They used to put me in a trash can and roll it down.
No, Miss Juicy!
I was like, whippy!
Miss Juicy Baby is here!
It's Miss Juicy Baby!
Yeah. When did it first register for you as a young girl that you are a little person growing up in this world?
In elementary, I was the shortest one, everything. Junior high, I was on drill team, but I wanted to make sure I was at the front. I want to be seen. Dynamite come in small packages.
Don't they?
Okay.
How did you get into the entertainment business?
Before you heard of your Tyler Perry, it was Shelley Garrett. He was doing a play back then. It's called Beauty Shop. And Kim Whitley came up there. She said, you killed it. You got the opportunity to go around and tour the world. God gave me a talent to entertain. Don't use my size as a crutch, but use it as a stepping stone.
Because how long were you part of the Ricky Smiley show?
14 years.
What made you leave?
I know my worth.
When your contract was up.
I didn't have one.
Wait, what?
God bless you.
Wait, so for 14 years.
God bless you.
Was it very difficult for you to walk away from the Ricky Smiley show because did you think, like, financially, what else is there for me?
That's how I found Little Women in Atlanta. I was grinding.
You weren't a main cast member the first season.
And there's no dig at anybody to be on TV. You gotta have substance. If you don't have substance and you can't carry it, what are you there for? They realized we need Juicy. They came back to me with a real contract because the first contract was nothing.
So was the beef between you and Miss Minnie made up?
You want some more juice?
Were you and the other Little Women acting?
See, here's the deal.
You felt like Miss Minnie became jealous of you.
I didn't think that she was trying to be like me, but I wasn't seeing it. I was blind to it.
Before Miss Minnie passed away,
Okay.
Did you two reconcile your friendship?
Truthfully.
Hey, Raindrops. On today's episode of Reality with the King, Miss Juicy Baby is here.
You know what? I can't even say nothing to you about the way you said it, as long as you said it right.
What?
We might need to practice the delivery, okay? You already know. It's Miss Juicy Baby.
Yes! Give me some on that. We miss you, Miss Juicy.
I don't know why. I've been right here.
Girl, it's like you've been MIA in the ATL.
Well, MIA in the ATL because I'm waiting for the right thing to come up so I can make my grand appearance, you know.
Okay. Well, before we get into that, this is Reality with the King.
Okay.
And one thing about Reality with the King is I like to bring some of my reality into yours and vice versa.
Okay.
So, your name is Miss Juicy.
Miss Juicy.
So,
Baby.
Miss Juicy Baby. So I got some juices for us.
All right.
We're gonna try some juices.
Okay.
You ready for that?
Yes.
All right, so Lizzie, can you bring the juices over?
She got more juice than I already have.
Well, nobody has more juice than you, girl.
Okay.
Okay. Look at this.
Yes.
You see this display? All right, so Miss Juice, I got juice shots for us.
Okay.
Because you're juicy.
That's right.
And we got juices.
Okay.
Okay? So, we got the elderberry, ginger, and turmeric.
Okay.
We got the watermelon. Okay. This is ginger and turmeric shot.
Okay.
This is the green juice. It's apple, celery, cucumber, kale, collard, not collard greens, child, lemonade. And then this is berry and lemon pink.
Okay.
Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Okay. Which one you want to try first?
It don't matter.
Okay.
Actually, let's go ahead and do the turmeric to get it out the way.
Okay. We'll do the ginger and turmeric shot.
Yes.
Okay.
Love ginger.
You ready?
You ready?
We're going to do a shot.
Oh, I was going to turn.
Do a toast.
Okay, we're going to toast.
Welcome back to Miss Juicy Baby.
Yes.
Miss Juicy Baby.
You got it right.
Okay, good.
Ooh.
It kind of wakes you up.
That's the reason I took that ginger and turmeric, man.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. And then you can wash it down with the rest of it.
I'm shaking.
For real?
It gives you like this tingling sensation. You know, like sometimes when you put like stuff on your skin and it tingles?
I think, yeah, right all up in here. That's what that ginger and turmeric does.
I won't go there. Okay. All right, let's try the green juice next.
Okay.
I don't know how much I could take of this, girl. That turmeric is crazy. Are you ready?
This colored.
I know, but green juice is good for you.
Okay.
Woo! How you feel about that?
It tastes like do it have some spirulina in it or something?
What's that, girl?
A spirulina? What it y'all
Girl, I know what's in it.
It's something that's a shame.
Woo! That's all I can take, girl. But how you been? It's been forever since I seen you. The last time I saw you was on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and you were a damn elf.
All right.
In the words of Nene Leakes.
That's what I'm gonna say. Juicy, what you doing up there? Oh, so you now?
Do you be seeing some of those clips online of like you at the Christmas party on Housewives?
Yes, because everybody always send them to me. Yeah. Especially that one.
Yeah.
Or if I'm online, if I'm live online, somebody will comment that exactly what Nene said to me. So I see the clips all the time. And so, but it don't bother me. I miss those days, you know, with the girls, you know.
So I want to get to know you and have the raindrops get to know you on a much deeper level. So were you born and raised in Atlanta? Like, what's your backstory?
I was born and raised in Texas, in Corsicana, Texas, you know. Texas native between Dallas and Houston, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
can't you tell my cowboy all day?
Let me see the tattoos.
Dallas Cowboys, baby, my blue star.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I know y'all those tattoos, Miss Juicy.
Well, when you get
you got more that you're hiding that I can't see? Is that what it is?
Once you get one, you get addicted, so you gotta keep getting them.
I know all about some of that. Okay. So you got more. How many tattoos do you have?
12.
You have 12 tattoos?
Yes.
Where are they located?
All over my body. There's no.
I just see 2.
That's all you need to see.
So the other 10 is for the special man.
That's right.
Or woman.
Well, no, what you mean, a woman for the man?
Well, you know, there's rumors that you're gay.
Well, you know what? When you on TV, those rumors always start because people feel like they know you. And because you haven't presented something, they don't know what I do in my private life because they haven't seen me with somebody. Well, they see me with everybody because I know everybody.
Yeah, you know everybody.
Yes.
So do you have a special somebody?
My God.
Amen.
Okay. That's my special somebody.
Do you have a special somebody that can see the other 10 tattoos on your body?
No, not at this moment.
Okay. You're single?
Yes.
Okay. And you like men?
Of course.
Okay.
Love them. I don't just like them. I love them.
Okay. Okay. So, but talk to me about this. Obviously, you're from Texas.
Yes.
And you are a little person.
Uh-huh.
When did it first register for you as a young girl that you are a little person growing up in this world?
When it registered, when, like you said, when I was growing up, my sister is 5'6", 5'6", 5'7",
Mm-hmm.
and here I am. I'm 4 foot even. So, but even before then, I always had a little stool to even reach the bed, to get in the bed, a little step stool to climb up to the counter so I can reach anything, to brush my teeth so I can see the mirror, everything. It always registered. And then growing up in elementary, I was the shortest one, everything. Junior high, I was on drill team, but I wanted to make sure I was at the front. I want to be seen. So I was like, okay, how we gonna get me up to the front? I tried out for one of the officers of the drill team so I can be up front. Yes, I might be small, but I'm in charge. And
Mm.
I got a lot of dynamite. What they say, dynamite come in small packages.
Don't
And
they?
okay. So I wanted to let the world see.
Yeah.
So and plus my parents very small. Both of them 4'11". My father was
Oh.
4'11", and my mom was 4'11", and so I knew from the get go that I was small, but it didn't stop me. My mom and dad was like, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Just put your mind. Don't let nobody tell you no, or you're gonna get a lot of no's, but prove them wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Are you the first little person in your family? Or the only two?
No. My dad, well, my mom had all average size. My dad has like 3 or 4 tall sisters, but then he has 2 short sisters that one of them is 4'11", the other one I think is 4'5".
Oh, really?
And they have children like I don't want to say her name, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she has. So my cousin has 2 little uh, ch- um, children,
Mm-hmm.
and then my other cousin, and he's short, and he has a load of children. And all of them. I mean, I call them my favorite aunties.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always used to try to stick my foot in their shoes because I couldn't. The tall sisters, I couldn't. Their shoes were so big, they was like boats on me. But they was like, okay, I got a little short auntie, so hey, they had small feet too. So yeah.
So you never felt like different because it seems like everybody in your family aren't obviously, the tallest. Because how tall are you?
I'm 4 even.
You're 4 even.
Yes.
So with your parents are 4'11", your aunt,
My sister
your
is
sister's
5'6".
5'6", your parents 4'11", your father's siblings, one of them is 4'5". So
One is 4'5" and one is 4'11". Then the other two is like 5'9"
yeah.
and 6 foot something. So I mean, so he has some real tall sisters too. Even though he was the only boy, but all the real tall sisters that are average size, and so
Did you ever feel like different or got teased in school?
I got teased all the time, but I don't feel different. I feel like they different, honey. I'm normal. Child, they better catch up to me. So I got teased all the time. I got teased so much, Carlos, where in high school they used to thought I was a little toy. They, the little trash cans that shoot the big trash bins that they have. They used to put me in a trash can and roll it down.
No, Miss Juicy.
Roll it down the hallway, and so there you go. I was like, whippy. So I played along with it. It wasn't nothing to me.
So you always had like a sense of humor.
Oh
About
yes.
that.
Oh yes. Oh yes. They teased or they made it a joke. Now I stand up for myself though. I let them know when they don't went too far. But this not a joking matter because I'm little don't mean nothing. Okay, I'm still normal. you might be taller, but you might be the one that's not normal. I'm normal, baby.
Mm-hmm. How did you get into the entertainment business?
Oh, truthfully. I was doing it in school, but professionally, like you said, I know no strangers. The late great Shelley Garrett, he passed away some years ago. Um, he is the godfather of Black Plays production. Before you heard of your Tyler Perry's, it was Shelley Garrett. And he saw me. I was out in the club one night, with Mr. James Price. He's in the entertainment industry, a black club owner in Texas, Dallas, Texas. And he was doing a play back then. It's called Beauty Shop. He was like, I need a new owner of the beauty shop, and I think you will be perfect for this role. You meet no strangers. Have you ever did play it before? I said, yeah, at church and in school. And he was like, but you meet no strangers. I think you'll like it. At that time, I had no professional experience. And so I exchanged information, gave him my mom the number. We changed our number about 50 times, but your parents don't never change their information. And so I was like, if you serious, call my mom or whatever. So when it came up, he was like, he gave my mom a call. He said something else came up. I'm thinking about something before that. I'm still doing it. But I don't know if you remember the name Kim Whitley. Okay. She was in a play, and she had to get out of it because back a long time ago, to tell you how long I've been in it, she was filming old drama, the talk show that she had on BT.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Kim Whitley, Kim Cole. And so they always filming it. So she had to go out and finish filming it. So her part was available. And so he needed somebody to fulfill her shoe, the last leg of the tour. And he said, you guys' personality match. That would be perfect for you. So I went and got the script and everything. He said, okay, you got 2 weeks to learn this script. I know you can do it. He gave me the videotape, so I looked at it. I got the script. I learned it. Next thing you know, he gave me my ticket to go to Dayton, Ohio. And so he said, next time I see you, I'll meet you there. Got the part and everything. And we practice nonstop. When you're doing productions like that, this is across the world. It ain't no just a play, it's a production. So we was already traveling. And so he was like, I don't want you to be scared or anything. Find something so you won't look directly in the audience. You see that exercise, look up there. And just kill it. Go out there and do what you're doing. You're doing an incredible job. I thought I was doing horrible. In practice, I know I messed up by 50 times or whatever. I went through so much during that time. Through those 2 weeks, I had to learn everything. I lost my father and everything, and I had to learn everything. And then I was on the stage with practice with Larry Blackman from Cameo, Howard Hewitt, all of them. These people that are already celebrities, like, and then Bernadette Stainer Stillman.
Yeah, Thelma from
all
Good
of them.
Times.
And so I'm like, how am I gonna compare to them? I ain't never did this before. And then I'm up here in Dayton, Ohio. And so only thing I knew about Dayton at the time, David Pearson was there. And after the play, he said, I got somebody for you to meet. She was out in the audience. It was Shirley Murdoch. She said, girl, you killed it. And she had a little disguise on. I said, honey, you cannot fool me. I said, I know who you are. And so I started singing Before You Left Me. And she was like, oh my goodness, how did you know? And so she said, you did a great job. To make a long story short, we did the play, went to Indianapolis, And Kim Whitley came up there. She said, I heard so much about you and I wanted to meet you. She was like, girl, she sit out there in the audience and watch the whole thing. And so afterwards, she was like, we stand at the same hotel. Let's talk. So she talked to me. She said, you killed it. For you not to have a name, right then, I wasn't Miss Juicy. I was just little mama then. And so she said, you killed it. She said, you killed it. I want you to use this opportunity. You got the opportunity to go around and tour the world. Do not take that for granted. You got to go out there, expose yourself. In other words, let people know that you're here. Get you a burner phone or something. Let them know that you're unstoppable like this. And she was like, because you're killing it. You carrying this play for you not to have a name. So like I said, I did. From that one thing, I was Big Sugar then. I always had a name that was bigger than me. I was Big Sugar. Then Beauty Shop finally came around. Then we came back and did Beauty Shop. Then I was Big Mama. I mean Big Lucille. Then I was Big Mama Lucille. I was the new owner of Beauty Shop. So I did so well in one play where he kept getting me in another one. And Beauty Shop, that's where they got the movie from, our play. We had to stop touring sometimes when they was trying to name the movie Beauty Shop because they had to get the rights from him, from Shelley Garrett, because he created it. And so, because remember, Monique came out first. She had to call hers hair show.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. I tell you how long I've been in it.
Yeah.
She had to call her hair show. And then Queen Latifah called her Beauty Shop because they got the rights from him to call it Beauty Shop. And so, yep, that's how I got in it, because it was the love of it. Because God gave me a talent to entertain. Don't use my size as a crutch, but use it as a stepping stone so I can motivate other people to keep going and doing what they love to do. And I love to gab, so why not get paid to gab, okay?
Is that how you got into being a part of the Ricky Smiley show too?
He wanted a little person on his show, on his radio show, Ricky did. And so Monique, no, wasn't Monique? Yeah, Monique was out doing. Matter of fact, she was doing a promotion for, I think, her show or something, and she saw me. And then Sister Sandra, that was on a Ricky show, was like, "Oh my goodness, Ricky, wanted a little person on the show, and he would love to meet you." And so, and she was like, "You know who Ricky Smiley is?" I was like, "Yeah, I know who he is." Well, that's how I said it. And she said, "Well, let me warn you, I don't want you to be scared. He a little crazy now. He see you, he gonna go crazy. And so can you come up? It is back in Dallas. When we was in Dallas, when we first started there. And he wanna meet you. This is where come to the morning show. So I went up there to meet him, and he came. When he just got to talking to me, he saw me. That's when they was in the old building. They in the new building now. It was like inside of a mall, and they was up. They call it a fishbowl because you could see out when I came in. He started jumping up and down, and I was down there. I was like, "Oh my goodness!" I'm gonna turn around and walk out. He got to talking to me and saw that I met no strangers, and he was like, offered me a job right then and there. He offered me a job right then and there, and then it was just answering the phone. And from there, answering the phone on the radio, when they would call in. But I was getting smart with the people when they called in. He said, "Girl, somebody gonna come up here and whoop your little butt." I said, "Don't want none, won't be none." I said, "They ain't ready." And so, well, from there, we grew. And then I did a movie with Fred Hammond, and so from Texas. And so then it just grew years after years. And then I became a regular personality on the show. So it went up to be 14 years. So then the show got syndicated. Then we came to Atlanta. Well, we were still in Dallas first, but we was broadcasting in Atlanta and then all over St. Louis and everywhere. And so when we moved up here, I moved with him, of course, because by then I was a personality.
Because how long were you part of the Ricky Smiley show?
14 years.
14 years.
I just left in 2019.
What made you leave?
I know my worth. I'm a force to be reckoned with. And sometimes people get complacent and get comfortable. And I'm not that person. I just don't want to just sit up under somebody's umbrella and feel like I'm locked in, just can't do nothing else. I don't want to feel like that. I feel like the world is mine. So that's the reason. No, it wasn't no bad blood. It was just I needed to explore my options.
When your contract was up.
That's the point. I didn't have one.
Wait, what? You didn't have a contract?
God bless you.
Wait, so for 14 years.
God bless you. What God has for me is for me. But like I said, know your worth. Know that I am loved. And people are going to remember me regardless, whether I'm there, here, or wherever.
Well, I want you to know, look, you are loved. You are loved. You've always been like this pillar of our lives, especially for those who live in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like when the celebrities would come through the show, like we all love you. So for you, here you are, this little Black woman from Texas, and you get to work alongside some heavy hitters, from Monique to Kim Whitley to Ricky Smiley, right? And
Nene and
Nene
Claudia
and Nene Leakes, honey, being a damn elf, right? On Atlanta Housewives,
and
child.
Cynthia and everybody.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And was it very difficult for you to walk away from the Ricky Smiley show? Because did you think, like, financially, what else is there for me?
Well, I was grinding while I was on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show to make a living then. I was grinding. I was out hosting events and making moves like that. I was traveling every weekend. I was doing something. I was making myself known, making a mark for me. And so, no, I didn't think so. That's how I found Little Women in Atlanta. Is I was grinding. I heard that they wanted to come to Atlanta, but they didn't have nobody to in Atlanta, and so but they wanted to branch out Little Women to come to Atlanta. So I found out who the production company was, and I reached out to everybody from the people that worked in the mail clerk room, the CEO. I reached out to everybody that I could reach out with. This before Little Women Atlanta even. They was filming Little Women LA. I reached out to every person that was on that production team, even to the CEO. I sent them everything. My picture, my bio, my resume, everything. They were gonna get tired of me. Y'all gonna reach out to me, and that's how I got in touch with him. He was glad that I got in touch. He was like, "You didn't know that we wanted to come to Atlanta, but we didn't have nobody down there. Will you be my ears and my eyes to help us get that cast connected. So that's what I did. I helped being at Ears and Eyes. What I did was I went out and found as many little women that I could find and set them up for a Skype interview with them because the production company is in LA. And so they kept interviewing different people. We did different not reels, but I forgot what they call. But we did the little,
You mean the pilot presentation?
pilot.
Yeah.
Yes, we did a couple of pilots for them.
Mhm.
But the girls in Atlanta, they was trying to compare the girls that they was interviewing to me. Cause you can't be no shy person on side of me, else you're gonna get swallowed up. Not bragging, but I'm that girl, okay? And so, like I said, it's before Little Women in Atlanta, so they were struggling to find some more girls that would compare or even be able to stand up. So the only person the last batch that they had found was, God rest her soul, Minnie, was the only one. And because she was the last person that I had sent in. So then they called me, the production company called me and like, hey, we got some girls together. I already got a whole team together in New York. Do you mind going up there, helping us get the New York show on? So we're gonna do Little Women in New York. We already got enough girls now, but we need to make it get on, do a pilot up there. You can come back to Atlanta, by that time we should have enough girls down there. So while I was up there filming that, they were still trying to find some more girls for Atlanta. And so I went to New York, did the pilot for New York. They got their pilot on, they got New York on. They found some more girls not from Atlanta, but from different places and moved them to Atlanta to make
The
that
twins.
show. The twins, which is from Dallas.
Right.
And then Left Cheek and Right Cheek at the time was from Dallas.
Yeah.
Too. And then Money came from Houston.
Right.
And then later on, we got a beer. Well, I pitched them a beer. Matter of fact, I pitched them a beer when we first started. But at the time, they was like, well, we didn't want no strippers. And so at the time she's not no more, but at the time she was stripping.
Yeah.
And so they kept sleeping on her. And so anyway, New York started going, and it came back to Atlanta. I was like, okay, I already got a career in Atlanta with the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, so it don't make sense for me to just get rid of that and just move to New York. Then I have to start all over and find something to do. Breakfast Club was up there, but I know cost of living is up to wazoo up there, and I'm not on that Breakfast Club. It would take forever if I may get on it. And so common sense told me to go back to Atlanta and help them
Figure that out.
Figure that cast out.
And I remember us talking, so because I would sometimes be a guest on Ricky's show, and you and I obviously always had a friendly relationship. And I remember you telling me, you said, you watch Little Women. I said, oh my gosh, I love the show. And you said, they may do Atlanta. And I said, Juicy, if you need any advice. And you said, I actually do. And I gave you some advice to what to do. And next thing I know, like maybe a year later, it's on the air. And Little Women Atlanta
blew up.
But what was so interesting, though, is this. And I never asked you this. You weren't a main cast member the first season.
Because they weren't going to use me. After I sit there and help them do it. Because they went and to make the show, they had to bring people from everywhere else. And then the other people that was doing it was like, she's not going to fit in with them.
Was it because of your age? Or did they ever tell you?
Well, it couldn't be because of my age, because the girls in LA was older than me.
Yeah, but what I always thought, because I remember you told me, and I was like, because after it's on the air, I'm like, Juicy, I don't see you on the show. And I think if my memory serves me, the Atlanta girls were much younger.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And I believe from our conversation, a lot of it, or
They
some of
said
it.
they didn't think I would gel with those girls
Yeah.
or something. They said they didn't think we would vibe together. But then when I already knew the girls and I really didn't know them. Like I said, they came, I knew of them.
Yeah.
The only person that came on that show that was actually in Atlanta was Minnie. And that's because, once again, I brought her.
Yeah.
And so, but you got to have substance to be on any reality show. And there's no dig at anybody to be on TV. You got to have substance. If you don't have substance and you can't carry it, what are you there for? And the show without me, when they start filming, the production crew, they realize we need Juicy. We need to do whatever we need to do to get her. So they went back to the main people and say, hey, if we don't hurry up and get her, somebody else gonna pick her up. And so they came back to me with a real contract because the first contract was nothing. They wanted me to come on it paying nothing as a guest. I was like, nope. So I said, I'm not doing it because I'm worth more than that. And so, and I know you need me. First of all, I got the connections and everything. I know everybody and everybody know me. And I was the only one that was doing something. And so, not saying now they all popping.
No, but listen, you're the queen of Atlanta.
Exactly.
And at that time,
exactly,
you're the celebrity on the show.
Exactly. And so they needed me, period. And so even for what they were trying to do, the lie that they were trying to expose, they still needed me to do it. And me,
what lie?
They needed me to bring the show to life.
What lie were they trying to expose?
Like somebody had a fake boyfriend on the show.
Oh, Miss Minnie. Rest in peace, Miss Minnie. I watched the shit.
Yeah.
It was my show. It was my show. It was my show.
Of course, it was everybody's show.
I loved it. No, listen. Little Women Atlanta was
but they still needed me to make it come through.
So that's why second season you became a full-time cast member. So second season was crazy because that's when it appeared that it was this beef that was between you and, may she rest in peace, Miss Minnie.
Yes.
And Miss Minnie mom. And it was beef between the three of y'all. Where did that circulate from? Was it because you were a full-time cast member? And did they feel like we don't need you? Was her jealousy? Well,
see, it really wasn't no beef with me and her mom, but they had to blow it up to make it seem like it was. They see what it was when everybody was questioning her about what she had told everybody about her boyfriend. You notice when her mom come up, was like, why are you questioning my daughter? You didn't say that to the other girls because it wasn't gonna give them no substance. Cause you asked one of the other cast members why they question, they gonna forget that tomorrow. Or they gonna forget that in 5 seconds. But you pick that beef with Juicy, it's gonna be remembered. And that's what it was. Like, we didn't have no beef outside the show. We were friends. And so it was like, but on the show, we couldn't stand each other. I'm like, how can we not stand each other when I'm helping you? Even on the show, anybody needed anything, you needed advice or this, that, the other, whatever, I was that girl. From her, from the twins, from the Cheeks, from all of them.
So was the beef between you and Miss Minnie made up?
You want some more juice?
We have... we got berry and lemon and pink left.
I'm getting parched. porch.
So when Miss Minnie's mother threw the chicken wings in your face,
I didn't know that. I didn't know none of that. I didn't even know her mom was coming. Because if I would have known her mom was coming, I would have called my mama. Think about it. Yes. Me and Minnie supposed to have been just talking. And next thing you know, here come my mama. Yep. So they had to think of something to do. They had to think of something. That was a brilliant plan because think about it. If they would have did that scene with anybody else, it would have dropped and stopped right there.
it's literally like the most talked about scene in the history of the
Yes,
show.
exactly.
So, were you and the other Little Women acting?
They didn't know how to act. No. See, here's the deal.
Tell me the deal, girl.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
This is where you need to be. They're giving us the location, and they're not telling us what. I mean, they letting us know what it's about. You know what the scene is going to be about.
Right.
But the stuff is real.
So the conversations,
the content is real. Exactly.
But you guys are apping it up because you want to make a good show.
It's not really apping it up because it's natural.
It's natural.
It's natural because those girls really they didn't know me, but they had animosity towards me. The reason why they had animosity towards me because behind the scene, you know, when they would have private talk or you know before the show started, they thought I was a bad person because this is what they was being told.
By who?
The person that had beef with me on the show.
Miss Minnie. Okay, got it.
So,
when did you feel like Miss Minnie became jealous of you?
When I first met her, she was like, "I idolize you," and I was like, "Oh no, don't do that." And I was like, "Hey, you can do." She said, "I idolize you because you're short just like me, and you drive, and we drive the same way. We got a scooter seat all the way up, and you on the Ricky Smiley morning show. You doing it, whatever." And I was like, "Well, sweetie, you can do it too." I said, "You know what? Once you come up here, and I introduce you to the cast of the Ricky Smiley morning show, I introduce you to everybody, and that's what I did. So every time I went out in the city." In Atlanta, I took her with me, and so much, you know, and so it wasn't no beef. I wasn't trying to at all, and so I was like, I don't want you to idolize me. I just want you to get out your head. Think because you little, you can't do it. You can do whatever, and so that's how it was. I'm like, I'm glad I met a short person that, you know, and so I didn't think she was jealous of me. I didn't think that she was trying to be like me at all until other people kept telling me that. But I wasn't seeing it. I was blind to it. And so because I don't look at people like that. So I'm like, oh, I got a cool friend, whatever, not knowing that, oh, she was trying to be like me. And so I was like, oh, okay, you know. And so that's what it was. Like even another part of the scene, another talked about before the wing tossing, when Money threw the drink on me. And she was literally mad at me, had never met me a day in her life because all the things that she was being told about me. And so, yeah.
Because when I was watching the show, it did appear like you were being ostracized and bullied.
Yep.
Having a drink thrown at you, wings thrown at you. And for me, knowing you, I'm like, she's the sweetest person. She's the most giving. Like, there's not one person living in Atlanta, and obviously this is before the show became worldwide, but my vantage point watching the show, I'm like, everybody loves Juicy. Like,
Why they doing it to her?
You're a girl's girl. You love everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody loves you. Why are they doing this to her?
To blow them up.
to blow them up.
Yes.
So Miss Minnie and Moni knew coming for Miss Juicy is going to give us some airtime.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. They didn't necessarily say throw a drink. They didn't necessarily say this. They just said we need to come for her. Come for her because we're gonna have her to she wasn't invited to Minnie's birthday party, but we're gonna have her to come in, whatever. So I want you to get mad because she's crashing her party. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. So everything was picked on me. And then for somebody to say, yeah, telling me I'm mean and I'm jealous for what?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm. How long did that show last? Was it like
6
I was
seasons.
gonna say 6 seasons? Did you get raises on that show?
Um, yes.
Okay, okay. The show became a huge hit.
Hmm.
You're still working at the Ricky Smiley show at the time.
Yes.
Did it for you, did it feel like, excuse me, but for you, did it feel like, okay, like I got something for me? Like I'm not, just a sidekick anymore. Like
Mhm.
I have something. 'Cause I'm sure
There you go.
when celebrities would come in, they're fans of the show.
Mhm.
So how was that for you being on this hit show,
Mhm.
but also working on this radio show? Did you feel like finally I'm being recognized?
Well, celebs even before the show, they was coming in because they had already, because I was in those streets, baby. So, but yes, you are absolutely right. Yes,
It felt good.
it felt really good. Yes.
Yeah. And why did the show leave off the air?
They didn't tell us. They didn't tell us. Lifetime just, I guess, just got tired of it because they didn't take just our show. They took the whole franchise down. They said we all still had good ratings. The LA was the franchise, and then of course ours was the next top hit.
Mhm.
So they had already took Dallas off and took New York off. But yep. And it makes sense. Makes sense for me. I'm like, I could have made a guest appearance on Dallas. I'm from Dallas, and everybody know me in Dallas. I used to take pictures, photography for the Cowboys, for all of it. So hey, everybody know me in Texas. But matter of fact, no, at the time, everybody knew me everywhere because
Mhm.
by the morning show being a national syndicated radio show. So yeah, but I had to take the I had to swallow my pride for a minute on the Little Women Atlanta. So um, I had to swallow my pride at first because even though I brought it together, um, but my lead way to getting on there was basically exposing um
Miss
the
Minnie's
truth.
relationship.
Yes,
Yeah.
exposing the truth because you making up this lie about somebody that I know about, that I know. I know his family, I know his girl and his kids. But so yep. And then but then even doing all that, I'm in her ear like, please don't do this. But then it was
Don't do
like,
what?
don't tell this lie.
Oh, okay.
Don't keep this lie going, because you're gonna be left out on a whim by yourself. You can't do that. The lie gonna have to end eventually. But at that time when people feel like they know more than you, but they haven't been in entertainment at all, but they feel like they know more than you. And so they weren't listening. So yep. And then later on, as the seasons kept going, I kept doing what I was doing. I was doing more locations. I was doing everything. So I got executive producer for end up being executive producer, one of the executive producers for Little Women.
That's great.
Yes, because I was like I was doing my part. I was doing more than my part. I was creating subjects, storylines for different people that didn't have one, getting in touch with the people that we need to get in touch with to be a part of the show or to help us with the storyline. For instance, like the one season we did the rapping because the girls want to rap. I knew Abira already knew how, but we needed something. We need the substance. So I reached out to some people in the industry that can help us out, bring it to life. Have a real studio where the girls can go in,
Yeah.
practice, and record. So I reached out to them. And so, because I didn't want it to be, I didn't want it, this is a reality show. We need real stuff. And so I went out to the tallest people in the industry in Atlanta. You gonna say, but anyway, well, if you know where it was at the studio, and so, hey, I need you. And so when the production went to him, he was like, anything from Miss Juicy, like this. And so what you need studio, you need engineers, you need whatever. So we brought it to life. But again, not bragging on me, but I knew what it took. And so there's times where we were filming that I wasn't even a part of a scene, but to save the scene, I had to be inserted in a scene or think of something to make it live.
Yeah.
Or they would have to scratch it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so give me my word.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying. So I didn't know why. Yeah.
Before Miss Minnie passed away,
Okay.
did you two reconcile your friendship?
Oh, but when we weren't filming, we were cool. we would go. God rest my soul. I don't drink anymore, but we would go have drinks. Or we would go to Old Charlie on Tuesday and get that free slice of pie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But even I don't know if y'all noticed the last season that she was on there. We told them before, we were like, we tired of this. We don't every season it's been let somebody else get into it. You got a bunch of girls, it's automatically gonna be drama. You ain't gotta make up no drama. You automatically gonna have some drama. Well, let somebody else get into it. Like I told them, I already told them, okay, hey, if they on this show and they can't carry their weight, then you need to get some new girls. That's how I was. Cause we tired of this. And so y'all gonna have to do something. So that's the way it was. But then it was just like so devastating when she passed,
Yeah.
It was just crazy. I don't know if you noticed the last season when the twins that came into my office, we were talking about different things that different people could do to keep going, to keep going on and stuff. So that's what it was about. Yeah, well, we was cool. We didn't, me and her, we really didn't. Now, it was something that sometimes some people don't know how to separate personal from professional. And sometimes those lines did get blurred.
Yeah.
And so, and I kept, again, you can't tell people something that feel like they already know.
Yeah.
And I said, stop taking this personal. Stop taking this personal. I didn't have to be. After we finished filming, I went to my house and I'm chilling. I didn't hang that like that. I mean, again, I was older.
Yeah.
You didn't have no money. You weren't finna see me out. So, you know what I'm saying? You stay in the club so much, those people ain't gonna pay to see you. So y'all don't have to pay to see me. I'm sorry, because I'm special.
I know, that's right. No, one thing I love about you is your confidence.
Oh, yes.
You've always had a healthy dose of confidence. And the show comes to an end. You leave the Ricky Smiley morning show. You did battle with a health issue that became public. So a lot of people at one point was like, Miss Juicy is dead. And I'm sure you saw, like, a lot of people thought you were dead. You did suffer a stroke.
Yes.
Okay. Talk to me about that, when that happened and what was going on.
Right before I did that, I had just shot a movie with Country Wayne and Carl Payne. And then I came after I had the stroke. I had the stroke. I had a double brain bleed, aneurysm. Yep.
Oh, Lord.
Yep. And so
What year was this?
22.
2022.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 2022.
What happened when you realized, like, because obviously strokes are very different for different people. So, like, what was your situation?
It was a mixture of things between blood pressure and not getting enough rest, not taking care of myself. You know,
When you had the stroke, were you by yourself? Were you at home? Or
I was at home. Like I said, I had a double brain bleed. They thought I had hit my head, but I didn't. I was at home and was having a real bad headache for a couple of days. Didn't know, and I was just thought it was a regular headache that I just couldn't get rid of. And at that time, I was BC powder. I just take one of those and
what's
think
that?
a BC powder, like goody powder. I don't take them no more. I'm just saying.
Is it drugs?
No, it ain't no drugs.
What's the BC? I take BC double A.
I just bullshit. It ain't no drug.
What does it do? Miss Juicy, what's the BC powder, child? I take BC double. I used to take BC double A because I work out. It ain't that though, right?
No, it's like a Tylenol. It's worse.
Okay.
It's worse than that.
Okay.
But anyway, it's just say it's like a Tylenol already crunched up.
Okay.
So it's easy to swallow. So I would always just pop one of those, thinking that it's just a headache. And so it was happening for like 2 or 3 days, and I was having this headache. What's going on? Didn't know. And then one day I was getting ready to do something, and the headache got so bad. I was like, you know what? I was finna. Matter of fact, I had gotten a car, and then something like, you better stop. So I backed the car back up in my driveway. I was trying to get it in my garage, but I just stopped in my driveway, and I was like, I gotta go in and take a nap. And so I went in the house and I called one of my neighbors and say, hey, it seemed like everybody around me, they always either nurses or doctors where I stayed at. And so, and how next doors and everything. So I called one of my neighbors that's a nurse, a doctor, whatever, and tell her, hey, I'm feeling this headache, whatever. I want you to check on me or whatever. I'm gonna lay down, whatever. She said, if it's feeling too bad, you better call 911. I said, girl, I can't call 911. They be up in my house and so forth. Ain't no telling. You can't just trust anybody in your house. I call the ambulance and they come over here. I say, come down here. I'll call them, but you need to come down here. Or when you get here, you call them. Either way. And she said, well, if it's feeling that bad, call them. And I was like, okay. Are you coming? Well, you call them. And so I went and I just laid down on I was scared to go to sleep. So I just laid down on my stairs.
And your head was pounding.
It was pounding. And I just laid down on my stairs and so forth. And then I don't know how long it took her to get there. She said about 40 minutes later, 45 minutes later, whatever. She came and she rang the doorbell. And I thought, I don't know, when she rang the doorbell, instead of going to the front door, and I was right by the front door, I went to the garage door because you could get in through my garage. I went to the garage door and she said she heard the garage door come up. So she said she went around there, and as soon as she got around there, I just dropped. She said, I just dropped. And and
Mm-mm-mm.
then she went on and called 911 and so forth. And so and they rushed me to the hospital. Um I was in Douglasville at the time, whatever. They rushed me there, I think Cobb County or whatever, and people was acting a fool when they found out, because it was on CNN that I was dead and whatever, and people acting a fool. Matter of fact, somebody at the hospital um, put out information, told them was saying something. I think there was a HIPAA law, but they wasn't supposed to be saying that, and they did. Somebody in the emergency room found that's what how the people found out where I was, and so they had to care flight me. I didn't even know.
Mm.
I couldn't even. I
Were you
would
conscious throughout all
no.
this?
They had to put me in a medical induced coma.
Oh,
Yes,
juicy.
yes, they had to put me in a medical induced coma. So I don't. I'm telling you this from what
From people told you.
yeah, what my family told
Was
me.
your last memory just opening? What is your last memory the day you had the stroke? Was it just sleeping, resting on the staircase? Do you
Yes.
remember going? You don't remember going to the garage?
Mm-mm.
You don't remember doing that.
I
So your
don't
last
even.
memory just being on the staircase,
Hmm.
and then the next thing you know,
No, I remember going to the door, open the
okay,
door. Yes.
okay, and then obviously
And then I just
you
fainted.
collapsed, and then you got rushed to the hospital. How long were you in the coma?
Um, I don't know. They put me in a medical induced coma. I don't even remember getting care flighted to a
Yeah,
whole nother hospital. I had went to a whole because I had a trauma to the head.
yeah.
They had to take me to the one.
Based on you falling. 'Cause, I mean, obviously you had the brain injury,
Yeah,
which caused a headache, but you also collapsed too. Do you know if you fell on your head?
I
Or you don't
don't.
know. You don't know.
She didn't say I fell on my head.
Yeah.
She said I just fell like
Yeah.
this, and I just dropped. And so then I went to like I said, they care flighted me to Kennerstone. Went out there, and I was out there for like a month and whatever. I didn't have no memory. They had to when I finally came to in the hospital, I couldn't swallow,
Yeah.
so they had to put a tube down, and then no, put a tube too big. No, I mean, no, I'm not an infant, but I have a little torso, so
Yeah.
we still got to use infant tubes. So, but they messed up my voice box a little bit and put it down too big, so I had to get a peg inserted into my stomach to hold the tube so I can get my medicine and eat. Because I had to learn how to swallow
Yeah.
and learn how to talk and walk all over again.
You have to go to physical therapy.
Oh, yes. 'Cause as soon as they told me I couldn't have no solid food, it was time for me to get up out of that hospital. I said, I don't care what y'all got to teach me to do. But I hurry up. Yeah. Yeah. I had to go do all that over. But God is good
Yes, he
because they
is.
wasn't expecting me to make it. But, I know I was in that hospital praying and everybody else was praying too. God, I don't know what it is you're trying to show me, you're trying to teach me, but I'm listening. My eyes is open and my ears is open. So hey, tell me what you want me to do. And so, yeah, what it is. I'm here. I am here. I am here. Look, hey, I went through a trauma but look, it's a blessing. It's a blessing also. One thing I learned through everything, even if it's bad, guess what? You can learn a lesson from it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that happened don't necessarily got to be bad. I am here to testify to tell people, hey, you still can live and go. And to know that now sometimes I get sad about it, especially now when I try to sing. I used to sing all the time on the Rickey Smiley morning show, and I'm like,
We
I
know.
sound, I sound horrible now, but
You
I
sound
still try.
great.
But
You sound beautiful. We do miss you
yeah,
singing Kelly Rowland's
you
motivation.
know what? And then what's so bad about it? When I first did that song, they they called her and let her know. I think she was overseas. They said, Juicy done took your song, girl.
And made it your own.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then she hit me up on social media. Like they said, she done took your son. I said, baby, this our song. We gonna have to do this. We gonna have to motivate each other together, okay?
Yes. Have you heard from her about that song? About your cover?
When it first came out,
Yeah.
yeah.
What
When
did she
they
say?
first
What
told
did
me,
Kelly Rowland say when
I
she saw you
love
do
her.
motivation?
I love her. Oh my goodness, she know I do.
Did she give
Yes.
you like some compliment?
And she was like, you go, girl, because I think it was, oh my God, Michelle is the one that called and told her.
Oh, okay, Michelle.
Yeah.
So Michelle called Kelly Rowland.
Yeah, told her, yeah.
Yeah.
Juicy done took your son, girl.
Look, the fact that, listen, sorry for tearing up.
Oh,
It's
no,
just,
you're fine.
you know.
You're fine.
The thing is this, you are here.
Yes.
A lot of people don't make it after a stroke.
Yes.
A lot of people aren't the same after one.
Exactly.
I don't think, I mean, because I've known you for a long time, so you're the same to me. Meaning I could not tell you had one.
Mm-hmm.
So you are a pillar of strength.
Exactly.
And you are, hey, Kelly Rowland, motivating a lot of people. So what advice would you give people, like, when the results came back, you had a stroke, do you know what caused it? Like, what advice do you want to give people to prevent them from having one too? Is it, because now you're a vegetarian, you do a lot of juicing, that's why we're having juice here, but like, what advice would you give people, especially our community?
I'm a vegetarian then.
Okay.
But the deal is take care of yourself. Don't overexalt yourself. Always take self-care, self-love. That's taking care of yourself. And always take care of yourself. I mean, inside and out. Don't miss you for a moment. If you got time to do it for this person or that person, do it for you. Do it for you first. Because if there's no you, then you can't help nobody else. Yeah.
So what's next for you, girl? Like, you still thriving, you got all this energy. Do you want to get back in radio, get back on television? I mean, a lot of people watch reality with the King, baby, so pitch yourself the way you pitched the entire cast of Little Women of Atlanta, baby.
I'm the queen of Atlanta, boo, and wherever I go, baby, you better believe it. The juice is here, okay? And the juice is loose, and I'm ready to work, okay?
Not the juice is loose! Do you want to get back on reality TV?
Baby, reality, sitcoms, movie, you name it, I am ready. Ready bigger than ever, honey. And I still got my spunk and all this energy and all the juices is coming your way, baby. And we didn't finish our juice.
Well, we're going to do that too, but the thing is this. Do you have a man now who's juicing you?
Do I have a man now? No,
Are you dating?
I am dating. I am dating.
Okay.
So when the right one comes along, then we'll make it official.
How do you meet men?
The right one need to come for me because I'm not looking for nobody. You forgot I'm the queen. You come to my doorstep, okay?
Okay, if he's watching, what type of man do you like? What's your type?
Tall.
Well, honey, I'm 5'9", so I'm tall. How tall, Juicy?
What?
Look,
okay.
look.
Well, we got.
Look, this tall. I'm too short. I'm too short. So you want I'm 6 feet and above.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, okay, here's the deal. I don't want to do that because I already did it, sorry. Okay, I want a nice, respectable young man.
How
okay,
young?
I prefer tall.
Okay.
But I had a crush on somebody that was shorter than my typical person. But anyway, I prefer 6.
6 feet and above.
Yes.
Okay.
But if they treated me with respect
Yeah.
and like a lady and a queen that I am, then if they're smaller than 6 feet, that's fine.
Okay.
But they can't be as small as me because I'm short enough for me and him both, so I don't need no short man.
Okay. So
I like to climb that ladder, baby.
what you gonna do after you climb it?
It's a good Christian show.
So look, okay. So you want to get back on TV, get back in movies, do all of those things. She's available. Miss Juicy is back, okay?
That's
and
right.
we want her to know she is loved. Thank you so much, Miss Juicy. This means the world to me. You know, I love you so much.
I love you
and
too.
I'm so happy that you are here and you're more spunkier and spicier than ever. I love you so much. I really do.
Well, I love you
I
too.
really, really do, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. All right, so let's take our last shot.
Okay.
Let's do the berry and lemon and pink.
That's not the last one. We got 2 more.
Girl, I can't take no more of this.
Why? I take them all the time.
To the comeback of Juicy.
Okay.
Yes! Thank you, Miss Juicy.